At least I believe we are. Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the 10 healthiest countries to live, and they might surprise you a little bit. And also, why are there so many jobs open in the United States and elsewhere? Why? You might be surprised at some of the reasons. But we'll get started here in a second. I just want to say hello to everybody. Good morning. Thank you for joining in. And if you like the channel, you like what I do, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. Check down in the description on all the ways you can support the channel. I'm waiting for some food right now. I got started a little bit late today because of my my daily walk that I've been taking. Today is the 17th, and I've walked about 120 kilometers this month. And I have not been walking every day, so today was one of those days I walked around 8.5 kilometers, and you know, it took me a little longer to get started than usual, but here I am. I'm not sure if she's got everything ready here, but today we have the barista Mook, and we also have Miss Beer for those who are interested. I think the only person interested is Gennaro, but what am I going to say? Right now, the air quality is a whopping 153, which means it's unhealthy. The air is unhealthy, so even if you don't want to wear a mask because of the mandates, it might behoove you to wear a mask because of the filthy air. It's 153, which is unhealthy. But a positive note, the US dollar is stronger against the baht. It's 33.27 baht to the dollar, which is up a little bit, so that's good. It's headed in the right direction. Temperature is 80 degrees, high of 92. It's mostly sunny. It's another one of those days where there's not a cloud in the sky, but it is kind of hazy. It's a little bit hazy today. The feel like temperature is 85, 72% humidity. It's a pretty nice day, actually. Riding over here, I was thinking to myself how nice and cool it is. And it's 80 degrees with 72% humidity, so for some reason it's nice and cool. Winds 5 miles an hour south-southwest, and visibility is 5 miles. It's a very nice day out. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining me, and let's see here. We can get started in a moment. I'm waiting for my drink and my food. I got an espresso and some orange juice and a croissant. 27 degrees and snowing. You know, I went to Russia. Oh God, now it might be 10 years ago. I don't know, 7 years ago. I don't know. I lose track of time. The first time I went was to a place called Yekaterinburg, or Ekaterinburg. They say it both ways, or spell it both ways. And it was minus 9 degrees. Was minus 9 degrees. And I just couldn't believe it, because I'm like, man, I'm out here, and I would walk out in a pair of shorts just to let the cold air hit me and wake me up. I'd walk out right in front of the hotel. There wasn't many people at the hotel, It was a nice hotel. I just walked right outside and look out, and all you could see was a snow-colored covered field. And I would walk out there just to feel the cold air. And after 5 minutes, I'd be like, all right, I'm freezing my balls off. I'd walk back inside and then go do whatever I was going to do. All right, my food is ready. Let me go grab everything real quick, okay? Wow, what a lag. What a lag. So, I'm talking about healthy places today. And as I said, some of them might surprise you. I got a little orange juice here. I don't usually drink orange juice. Once in a great while. Coffee. And a croissant, which, all right, not the healthiest, but what are you gonna do? Once in a while, it's okay. Let's get set up here. Is there anybody out there, or is it just Lee freezing his balls off? Right now there's one person in this place. There wasn't a soul in here when I came in, and I was late. I don't usually come in at 9 o'clock. I usually come in around 7:30, 8 o'clock. And there's usually nobody in, or maybe one person in. I came in at 9 o'clock, not a single soul here. Now there's one person here, and that's it, alongside of me. But let's talk about healthiest places to live. This is another one of those polls. And I believe it was done by Bloomberg originally. And they've been doing this for several years, so you would think they're somewhat good about it, good at it. Good at what they're doing here. And I'm also going to be reading from a Con Nast article, which was originally a 2017 article, but it's been updated. And the first thing I see is those Mediterranean diets are no joke. And yeah. We've been trying to stick to like a Mediterranean diet at the house. We're not eating much beef. We're not eating much pork. We're eating mainly fish and vegetables and fruit, and that's about it. But let's get started here. Yeah, as I said, this was originally from Bloomberg. And there are several ways that they judge this. Now, the Bloomberg Global Health Index, one metric specifically designed to measure national health, is the Bloomberg Global Health Index. This metric examines many factors, including the following: health risk, tobacco use, high blood pressure, obesity, availability of clean water, average life expectancy, malnutrition, and causes of death. Now, we're not going to go with the number one first, even though why they would tell you that right away? I don't understand that. In contrast to the Bloomberg Index, the Global Health Security Index focuses tightly upon a nation's ability to maintain the well-being of its citizens during a pandemic or other extreme biological event. I don't know that that's really necessary, because how often does that happen? I mean, granted, it's happening right now, but and the factors, the categories are prevention, detection and reporting, rapid response health system. Do they have a sufficient and robust health system to treat the sick and protect health workers? Compliance with international norms and risk environment, overall risk environment, and country vulnerability to biological threats. Now, there's really two different poles, two different systems. Actually, there's more than that. There's one, two. They all want to get in on it. You hear this? This reminds me of the Hong Kong lady picking her feet. This lady is whacking herself. Whacking on her body. I don't know what to point. I don't want to point the camera at her, but she's. I think she takes it quite seriously. I guess she's healthy. Anyway, let's proceed here. Any guesses of the healthiest country in the world without cheating and looking? Anyone? Let me see something here. Yeah, I don't want to turn it, but I think she's done now. Anyone got any guesses? Come on. Don't cheat. Norway, wrong. Gennaro, wrong. Iceland? No, but it is on the list. Well, I'm going to tell you. Now, as I said, leave it to Longhorns, Antarctica. Well, you might think it would be because there's not that many people there. So as long as people stay alive, they should be fairly healthy. Now, I'm going to read you the Global Health Security Index top 10 of healthiest countries. Number 10 is Sweden with a 64.9 ranking. And as I said, there's at least two, maybe three different methods of measuring, and all of them are slightly different. Number 10 is Sweden, 64.9. Number 9 is South Korea, 65.4. Number 8 is Germany. Kind of find that hard to believe, but okay, 65.5. Number 7, the United Kingdom, 67.2. Number 6 is Slovenia, 67.8. And again, this ranking system goes by prevention of the emergence or release of pathogens, detection and reporting, early detection and reporting for epidemics of potential international concern, rapid response to and mitigation of the spread of an epidemic, sufficient and robust health system to treat the sick and protect health workers, compliance with international norms, commitments to improve national capacity, financing plans to address gaps and adhere to global norms, and last but not least, overall risk environment and country vulnerability to biological threats. I kind of find this a little bit difficult. I don't know how they went about ranking everything here. But let me go on. Number 6 was Slovenia with 67.8. Number 5, Thailand, 68.2. Number 4, Canada, 69.8. Number 3, Finland, 70.9. Number 2, Australia, 71.1. And number 1 on the Global Health Security Index for 2021, I just have a hard time believing this one. The United States of America. I got a hard time believing that. Hang on. It says, well, the United States may not be the healthiest country in the general sense. National obesity is a particular area of concern. And in fact, the country's COVID-19 response has drawn criticism in many circles. The USA's massive capacity to research, communicate, and respond to a pandemic level threat was enough to place it in the, I don't know what happened, she just moved everybody away. She's told everybody they can't sit there. I think it's about social distancing. I don't know. The United States ranked first in a wide range of indicators, including biosecurity, biosafety, epidemiology, workforce capacity to test and approve new countermeasures, communication with healthcare workers, and more. Now, how they're number one, even with Biden in charge, even with Fauci in charge, it does say a lot about the system. I don't know that it's the most accurate. I don't know if I can believe this shit. But here it is. That's what it is. All right. Now that was the Global Health Security Index. So that's mainly about being safe. Your health as far as safety goes. But you know, again, here we are now with where we're all vaccinated. And we're supposed to be okay. You know, my wife says to me today, "Do you know how many people died yesterday?" I said, 9 people. And she said, I got my booster, and that's 3 shots. I'm not getting any more. She said, why do we need these? Why do we have to keep getting them? We should be okay. People are getting them. We should be okay. So not the healthiest by far. I don't know what you mean. Healthiest on this list. It is not the healthiest on the other lists, the United States. You know, why, again, and this is the $64 question, why are they shutting everything down if we're only losing 8 people a day? Oh, there's so many people that have the virus. Yeah, okay. And? They're not dying from it. They're not being hospitalized from it. So what's the problem? Shut up. It's not about believing you. Believe me. Has nothing to do with you. I wouldn't believe you any more than I think you should believe me. I mean, you can believe me if I tell you, but you don't have to. Now, let's just move on here, because I don't want to get into quibbling about all this bullshit. Now, there is a UK website known as Money, and they offer their own healthiest places to live in 2021, and compared to some of the more complex metrics available, the Money Index is based on 6 simple but far-reaching factors. Life expectancy, cost to be healthy, hey, that's pretty good. Air pollution, so right away I know I can't be as healthy as I can when I'm living in Bangkok at 153. Obesity rates, safety, and sunlight hours. Do sunlight hours make you healthier? I don't know. I like to read about that here. Let's see. Now, they've got the top 20 healthiest countries in the world. This is the Money UK Index from 2021. Healthiest and least healthy continents in the world. European countries, particularly those of Northern Europe, tend to appear near the top of most healthiest countries lists, establishing Europe as the healthiest continent on Earth. On the other hand, the countries of Africa typically dominate the lower spots. In fact, 27 of the bottom 30 spots on Bloomberg's 2019 list belong to African nations. This is largely because Africa's sub-Saharan is home to several nations, Jesus Christ, that are that are not only the poorest countries in Africa, but also the poorest in the world. Many of these countries have trouble supplying even basic needs such as clean water and adequate health care, and several are at war or engaged in armed conflict, which further complicates any attempt to improve national health. Okay, that makes sense. Can't get clean water, how healthy can you be? Although we did see the one guy drinking from the puddle on the sidewalk. Maybe he's an anomaly, but I'm sure there are a lot of people that are drinking water from the tap, which is not supposed to be healthy, or water from a well or something like that. Who knows? And I'm talking about here. I don't know. But let me go on here. Okay, so do they put it in an easy way for me to see here? Let's see here. Well, they got the whole list. It's how many are on this list here? Gennaro, there goes your girl. Well, I mean, they are what they are. If they're shithole countries, they're shithole countries. Some people call Thailand a shithole country. Some people call the Philippines a shithole. Okay, let me go down here. I'm going to start from the bottom and just work my way up on this list here. The lowest ranking country on this list, I kind of find it hard to believe, but it's Serbia. $60.99, followed by Argentina, and then Mexico, and then China, and then Turkey, then Panama, Oman, Hungary, Uruguay, United Arab Emirates, Slovakia, Brunei, Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Herzegovina, sorry. I always mess that one up. Montenegro, Poland, Lebanon, Maldives, Qatar, Bahrain. There's the United States. It's number Oh God, it's got to be number 35 or so. All right, you got the United States, Chile, Costa Rica. That's a little bit surprising. Estonia, Croatia, Cuba, Czech Republic, Belgium, Malta. Heard good things about Malta. Greece, Denmark, Slovenia, Germany, Portugal, Cyprus, Ireland, United Kingdom, New Zealand, South Korea, Canada, Netherlands, Finland, Austria. Okay, then we got France and Luxembourg. Now, I notice this does not have anything related to Thailand. Thailand is not on this list. Not at all. It's not even on the list. Well, let's see here if I can go down a little bit. No, they don't have it on here. Well, it says Australia, their life expectancy is around 89. I don't know if that's correct or not. And Sweden is like 90. They also don't have Japan on here. So how good of a, how good is this? Oh, this is the health grade. It's not their life expectancy, sorry. All right, Japan is on here, and yeah, it's at the top. Japan's health grade is 91.38. These are the health grade. I don't understand what they're doing here. Okay, it is on there. All right, so now we're going to go to the top 10. And again, Thailand is not in there, which doesn't really surprise me. Number 10 is Israel. Okay, I guess I can take it. I can accept it. Number 9 is Norway. Number 8, Singapore. I don't know about that. Maybe, you know, they got the whole Chinese thing going on. I don't know, but number 7, Australia, with 89.75 as the ranking, the health grade. Just ahead of Australia at 90.24 is Sweden. Above Sweden at number 5 is Switzerland, 90.93. And above Switzerland is Japan. Iceland is number 3. There you go, Iceland. 91.44. Number 2 is Italy. 90.59. And first is, I just have a hard time believing this. Number 1 is Spain. Selfie. Now this place is starting to fill up here. You know, my wife and I were talking today again about social media. And you know, yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm on other platforms. Aside from being able to use, say, Skype, Line, WhatsApp, fucking hate them all. I don't think any of them are good for you. You know, half the time, you know, if my wife isn't working and she's not out exercising or she's not cooking, she's on the sofa and I'm like, are you watching a movie? There's a TV show on or a movie on. Jesus Christ. 3, 2, 1, smile. And, you know, she'll be on looking at something, Facebook, YouTube, she's on something. Always. And I'm like, what are you looking at? I don't know, just whatever. You don't think that's a bit of a waste of time? You know. Now, Longhorns has got a point. Because I've been, you know, for a while I've been looking into the whole Mediterranean, blue zone kind of diet thing. And what they eat and what the attributes of living a long life, what you have to do to live a long time. Now let's see here. One of the places is Ikaria, or Ikaria. And some of the places that the people live the longest are Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, Nicoya in Costa Rica, Ikaria in Greece, Loma Linda in California, which I actually lived in Redlands, which is right on the border of Loma Linda. Or maybe it's even part of it, I don't remember. But I never thought of it as an overly healthy place, but I guess it is for some reason. And let's see here. The number one place for people in the world, Jesus fucking Christ. The number one place where people live the longest is not Japan, although it is only number 2 by a small margin. Number 1 is Hong Kong. The average age is 84.7 years old. Number 2 is Japan, 84.5. Number 3 is Switzerland, 83.6. And you know, I must say, in Switzerland, 83.6. The women live to be 85.5. The men live to be 81.7. You know why that is? The men are always stressed out about, you know, trying to provide, trying to make sure their woman's happy and all that. That's a simplistic, Jesus freaking Christ. Imagine if I sat here taking all those kind of pictures. There is somebody that I follow, and I don't think I follow her anymore, or I followed. And she was a nice looking girl, American girl. Nice looking, nice body, you know. She's a little spinner, nice rack on her. You know, maybe like 30, 35. My buddy told me about her, and he was a friend of hers and stuff. And so I wanted to see what she's got going on. And goddamn it, I'll tell you what, every single photo, it's like, why can you who wants to see 200 different photos of the exact same thing except you turn your head a little? That's one reason why I don't like social media. I can't stand seeing all the shit. I mean, it's like, I want to see the real girl. I don't want to see her with a bunch of makeup and filters and all that stuff. I want to see what she looks like in real life. Anyway, let me go on here. Number 4 is Singapore, 83.7 years. Number 5 is Italy, 83.4. Number 6 is Spain, 83.4. That's interesting. Number 7, Australia. So you Australians will probably be alive longer than me, 83.3. Number 8, Iceland, 82.9. Number 9 and 10 are Israel and South Korea, both tied at 82.8. Holy shit, where's the United States at? Oh, here we go, the United States. Where's the United States? Where's Thailand? Is Thailand ahead of the United States? Let's see here. I don't think so. Let's see. No. Okay. Thailand is tied for number 49 with Antigua and Barbuda. The average age is 76.9 years if you live in Thailand. Do you know what the average age in the United States is nowadays? 78.9. Number 35 on the list is the United States. So, I don't want to move to Hong Kong, and I certainly don't want to move to Japan. Japan and Switzerland are a little bit. Does it count if I move there when I'm older? Do I automatically get extra years? How does that work? Greetings, Carlos. Did you know if you live in the United States, you are number 35 on the life expectancy list of countries? You're number 35, 78.9 years of age. I think we die before the Pampers come out. I'll be helping to lower that average. I didn't think I'd make it to be 30, to be honest. So I could say every year is a gift. Hey, Patia Bob. I could say every year is a gift, but then, you know, a gift to who? Also, interesting, Ecuador, number 51 is 76.8. So if you're in Ecuador, you live a little bit less than if you're in Thailand. And Thailand's, at least in Bangkok and Chiang Mai, the air quality has gone into the toilet in the last few years. It's very interesting for me to see that, say, Portugal's number 20, Greece is number, wow, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places tied for number 15. Luxembourg, Ireland, New Zealand, Netherlands, and Greece, all tied at number 15. Hi, Patia Bob. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Newman. Nobody ever thinks they're going to live that long. It's like we're all waiting for the hammer to drop. And one day it will. The oldest guy I know here now is 75. I will say this. You know, I said the other day that I met with Tom. Tom has lost about 30 pounds. He's still way too big, and he acknowledges that. But he lost the weight, and you know, he looks better. So that's a good thing. You know, he was like, I've been walking every day. And I'm like, you know what's funny? So have I. Now I've been walking every day. I'm back. Hello, Malin. I'm back in the routine, even though, and listen, today I did not want to walk. There are certain days you wake up and you go, let's go. Like I get the old lady up, I'm like, let's go now. She just jumps out of bed. It used to be 5 minutes, 5 minutes. No, not 5 minutes. Let's go right now. Now she jumps out of bed. Today, you know, she will never wake me up, but I fell asleep. I woke up really early and then I fell back asleep. I wake up, it's 5:45. I'm like, what the I'm like, did she leave my ass and just go by herself? Nope, she's down there making a coffee. So I get down there, I got my coffee. But man, I did not want to walk today. But you know what? I went out there anyway. Same with the push-ups and the squats and all that. I hate doing that shit. At this point now, I don't want to do anything. Stanley, yeah, Stanley. Hello, Stanley. Yeah, Stanley, you know, seemed like a pretty happy guy and, you know, pretty healthy. But one of the things about the blue zone, these blue zones where the people live the longest, is that one of the reasons why the people live longer is because of their sense of community, which I don't see that here in Thailand. There's not for me at least, and for many of my friends, we don't have what we call the closest sense of community. Listen, I talked to my friend Scott, I talked to a couple of other guys here in Thailand, I talked to Jono, you know, when people, and like now Chucky's here. But you know, there's not this sense of community like there is in the villages of, say, in Greece or in Okinawa, where they hang out with each other and they play games and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But you know, I was telling my wife today, I was like, the thing is, I don't want a bunch of people coming over playing cards with me. I want them to leave me the fuck alone. I'm like, I guess that means I'm gonna die younger. You know. It's funny when you, for me, I would leave here and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad to get out of here. I need a vacation from this place because this is home. I need a vacation, just like I need a vacation from the U.S. if I live there. You know, people want to get out and go somewhere, even if they're going to another state or, you know, another city. But then once you leave, for me, every time I leave, I'm like, God, I can't wait to come back. You don't have to live in Pattaya not to have build-up. I can tell you that for sure. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, hopefully I won't be completely isolated, and I won't be I won't be all that lonely. I mean, I do have my kids, I do have my wife, but my kids, they're gonna go their own way eventually. You know, as I said, Alex came back the other day. He was very happy to be able to go on the trip, and you know, he went and got, the school made him test before he left here. This is the school that made him do this. They made him test before he left to go to Chiang Mai. He went all around the north of Thailand over 5 days. Once he landed, before he left, 24 hours before he left, he took a test. He was negative, of course. And then when he landed, they said, okay, within 72 hours, you have to go to the school. And that was yesterday. You have to go to school and you have to test again. Now, this was all free. But I'm like, why are they testing him so much, you know? They're so frightened of this. And I don't know, maybe it's a good thing if you want to call Thailand safe and healthy, but I don't really understand it. You know, this is the thing. I just don't have the energy to give a shit about this. Even my wife was like, you know what? I'm so tired of hearing about this. I wish they'd just let everybody come in. Varied other person initiated enjoyable relief with no need to expert yourself. Expert. Okay, if you say so. Well, for some people, you know, if they're living back in the States or in Europe, wherever it may be, you know, they're not busting, you know, 4 or 5 nuts a week. Or if they are, it's from Rosie Palm, you know. And that's not quite the same. Bob, maybe you just haven't, maybe you haven't got enough of those type of special girls who can work on your health with you. Or maybe you need more of them. This is it. I'm just a platform. I'm another one of these platforms. Listen, don't forget about the t-shirts and all that kind of stuff, please. Thank you to all the people who have been buying the shirts the last couple of days. I really appreciate it. It does help. I do believe in the next month. I got to tell you something. I don't know how it works, but I believe PayPal, if you remember, you guys can continue to talk about women and whatever else you want to in the chat. If you remember, I said that PayPal had made a new, some kind of new rule that had to do with Thailand, where if you did not have a business associated with your PayPal account, you could no longer have a functioning PayPal account. The only thing you could do was buy things from your PayPal account, which means you have a linked, like a credit card or bank account. However, you were not allowed to receive any money. You were not allowed to transfer any money, anything like that. And I'm like, oh, well, you know. And so my wife has been working on, you know, she's got a company, and she's been working on it. And the other day, I went into PayPal and it says, oh, we need to verify you. And I'm like, what the hell? In order for you to continue past February 18th, we need to verify your information. So, okay. I put all the information in that they wanted. And then it says, okay, you may continue to use PayPal. I go into their list of rules about this new updating. What it is if you are a new person in Thailand, you are new and you're new to PayPal, you want to register a new account, you must have a business associated with it. If you've had your account previously, you don't need to do anything other than verify your account, which I already had it verified, but they wanted it updated. And so I believe that if you have a PayPal account here in Asia, and you've had it for a while, you don't need to register your business, a Thai business, with your account so that you can use PayPal in a fully functional manner. So that's kind of interesting to me, because I was under the impression that they were just cutting off, and my wife said, no, you know what I bet you happened? PayPal probably put that information out there, and they probably had a little chat with the Thai government and said, listen, this isn't going to work, and we're going to lose a lot of money. Perhaps we can do it from this point going forward. New people need to register their accounts with a registered business, and they changed it. So I'm not sure. Hey, Steve. Yeah, I wonder how many people have negative tests of another kind. For now, here's what it says. What does this mean for PayPal businesses in Thailand? For now, existing PayPal businesses in Thailand or personals can continue to use their PayPal account as normal, and PayPal shoppers can continue to pay with PayPal. Registered Thai businesses who wish to open a new PayPal business account may now do so. Non-registered Thai businesses won't be able to open a PayPal Thailand business account. However, PayPal Thailand personal accounts, which will allow users to send money and make payments through PayPal, will soon be available. So, I already have both of those. And here I was thinking, well, I'm going to do away with PayPal. That's the end of PayPal for me, unless I open a U.S. Account. And it turns out that you don't have to worry. If you got a PayPal account, you set it up while you were here in Thailand, you don't have to be concerned. So, which is big news for some people. And it's big news for Thai people especially. Because for some of them, you know, they're earning a little bit of money here and there, and maybe they're not paying taxes on it. That's 82-year-old guy is widely known to have 2 visits a day. He claims it keeps him healthy. Well, that's good. So, listen, I am. It doesn't matter. The whole 1099 shit, I never worry about that anyway. You know, some people may need to be concerned about it. I don't. You know, I said this to my wife a long time ago. You know, I said, think about it. If you're having sex on a regular basis, you know, it's kind of hard to be in a real bad mood all the time if you're having good sex all the time, you know. If you got some, you know, you're 82 years old and you got some little 25-year-old coming over and taking care of your every need, no wonder his toes are tapping and he's smiling. Stephen K. Florida is cold. You must be in the north. No, I don't need to do that, actually. I don't need to talk her into it. That's one good thing. You know. Tornado warnings this morning. Really? I really hate PayPal. Do not know why, but I love bank transfers. I really like TransferWise. You know, I prefer them. But I do remember the days when PayPal was, you know, there used to be a website, and I don't know, there still might be a website. It's called PayPal Sucks. And, wow, Fort Myers, really? Fort Myers is, I went there with my family, my wife and my kids. We went to Edison's laboratory. I think it's in Fort Myers. Really, really nice place. But man, I would not want to be that place if there was a hurricane, because it's just Tarpon Springs. Wow, I didn't know that. I loved Edison's place, man. I was like, I could live in this joint. Not the lab, but his house. His house was pretty cool. Bob, I get my transfers immediately. And I mean immediately. One way to get around their little system is what you do is you transfer, instead of getting money transferred through TransferWise to where it goes right in your bank account, you transfer whatever it is you want into your TransferWise account. Okay, so let's say you want 25,000 baht. You transfer 25,000 baht into your TransferWise, into the Thai account you have set up, and then you go in there and you make a local transfer to your Thai bank account. And all in all, it takes about 2 minutes, a minute. I mean, really, it's very, very quick. The property tax in Thailand is, yes, it's very expensive. No, I am not outside today. I am not going outside. On Wednesday, I got to tell you guys this. On Wednesday, crossing my fingers, but I should be going to a little cafe, which I still don't know which one yet. I need to talk to Chucky and see if he's going to meet me. Or what the deal is, and so I'm going to try to find a place that's good for him, good for me. The problem with Chuck is he doesn't like to wake up early in the morning. He's very, very bad about waking up in the morning. He's not the kind of guy that's going to like meet me at a cafe at 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I may do something else with him where I just do a video. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of looks like it because of the reflection behind me, but I'm right here inside. Well, no comment on that one, Gennaro. Sleep. For whatever reason. Listen, I understand. You don't want to wake up early, you know. And I do believe that he stays up very, very late because he's got things to do back in the United States. So, you know, he's up late. He doesn't want to wake up early. I get it. But anyway, whether he's there or not, or whether he meets me afterwards, I don't know. But I'm going to find a little place that I can go to. And even my wife was saying, why own a coffee shop if you're going to open up at 11 o'clock? And it's amazing that some of these coffee shops don't open 10:30, 11, 12 o'clock. I'm like, what's the point of that? What is the point of that? I mean, I know you can drink coffee any time of the day. But it just seems like a waste, business-wise. You're losing all those customers. You know, and I mean here, I understand the mall. It's not the kind of a place where somebody can just come, park right in front of Starbucks, run in, grab their coffee, and leave. You know, so you know, for this place, I understand. A place at a mall, I understand. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Patsy, Bob. It doesn't. If he's getting his beauty sleep, he needs to get more. Yeah, I was gonna say, the only reason I brought this up, this employment shift, is because I saw this this video on 60 Minutes, and it was only about a 15-minute video. And it was asking questions on why are people not working? Why is there so many jobs available right now? And the reason is pretty simple. And you know, sorry, but I learned this about 30-something years ago. People are realizing, hey, I can set my, you know, listen, I can make money some other way. I can set myself up. Shit, I gotta sneeze, man. I have no, here we go. Uh-oh. Not many, only 3. Well, that was one of the reasons people were thinking, oh, well, it's because of all the stimulus checks and all that. But that's not really what it is. What it is the stimulus, maybe the stimulus checks, had an indirect, thank you, had an indirect and a direct. They were a indirect and direct reason for it. But the indirect reason is maybe that it gave people time to sit back and think, okay, what can I do? Hey, I'm working at this company and I was, writing for them or doing something, with their brochures. Well, I can do that on my own. And I don't have to go in. I can work from home. And so the number of people that are working from home now has shifted. There are a lot more people working for themselves or just making enough, to make ends meet. And they're like, fuck it, I'm not going in. And so now it used to be the employer's market. Now it's the employee's market. My son quit his job and is doing the same thing for twice the money. There you go. There you go. And this is the thing. I mean, it really depends on what kind of situation you're in. If you're $100,000 in debt and you owe student loans and you're earning $2,000 a month and your expenses are $1,800, well, chances are you need that job. But there's a lot of people not in that position, If I'm living in Thailand, shit, I need my... This is the wrong pair of glasses. That's what happens when you get the same glasses. If I'm living in Thailand, do I have to have a Thai bank account? Or can I just withdraw money from an account like Charles Schwab, which is a no transaction fees? You can. However, although there's no transaction fee, I have a SunTrust which has no transaction fee. You have to keep $25,000 in your account to not have to pay a monthly fee. It works really good because they don't charge me any transaction fee and they refund the Thai transaction fee. So it works very well. But I also have a Charles Schwab account that is partially opened. I need to go to America to finish opening that account up, and I am going to get it. I would say the only benefit is that sometimes if you want to pay for things and you don't want to use cash, you just keep 10,000 baht in an account. And like now, Starbucks, they just started accepting payment via QR code, which I don't know, does the United States have that now? Do they allow that where you have the QR code and you pay with QR? You use your QR code to pay from your bank. Do they have that now? Well, I mean, when you think about it, for a school doesn't have to have a massive campus. That's a huge overhead. A school can have a smaller campus where certain days are allotted for certain ages, certain, junior, sophomore, whatever it might be. Yeah, the only thing is I don't get a whole lot of money through Apple Pay, and I don't put money on my Apple Pay because there's nothing I can pay for. In Thailand, I can't pay for anything with Apple Pay. I can transfer it to my U.S. account, which works well. Other than that, and believe me, I'd like to have the little link, and I haven't figured out how to do it, and just throw it up on my website for like my shirts and stuff like that. Because I like Apple Pay. They don't charge a fee, which is great. But, certain places you can't use it, and this is one of them. Thailand is one of them. Andy, all right, good to hear that. Ready to rumble. Thailand can link Thai bank account to a QR code in line to pay for things. Yes. In fact, I do that, and I did that. I just did that. I put in like 5,000 baht a month into my line account, which is the limit for a foreigner. There is a limit. For Thais, I think it's 10,000. But I put 5,000 baht on my line account, and then generally now my electric has been going down. It's anywhere from about 3,700 to about 4,700. But let's say it's 4,000 baht. I can pay for my electric bill right with my line account. I get my water bill, I pay for my water bill. That's about 250. So there's 4,250. And then usually, like my AIS, I just put 300 baht or 500 baht on my AIS SIM card. It's prepaid. I put 500 on it, or in my line account rather. I put 500 on my line, and then they have this 150 baht for 100 gigabytes of bandwidth. So usually I have to do that twice a month. And then the rest of that money I just put on my phone, so that if I ever need to use my phone, I always have plenty of money on my phone to make a phone call, a regular phone call, without using like Line or anything like that, because sometimes you still need to call a landline. But yeah, I find Line to be really, really helpful, and Alex has AIS, and I've been bugging him to hook it up, but he's just too lazy to do it. You know. My Hong Kong account rent in and then to US ASAP. Minimum only. And how do you do that? How do you make that transfer? I mean, it used to be I like to carry a roll of cash around. Now I don't really have a roll of cash to carry around. Usually I only carry no more than about maybe 2,000, 3,000 baht sometimes. But most of the time, like today, I probably have, I got fuck all. $100 baht. And I got another 100 or so at home in 20 baht bills. So I know, like, I got enough money to get me home if I go by taxi, if I get some groceries today. Which, what the hell was I supposed to get? Oh, toothpaste. I got to get some groceries, and I may just take the Song Tao, but I got the money to do it. I got the money to get back to the mall again or get to an ATM, very easy. And so I don't really even need, if I'm going to go somewhere on Wednesday, I just hook it up to Grab. My Grab is hooked up, and they just take my Grab money right out of the account. You know, so I don't have to carry that much cash around, which is kind of nice, because I don't have to worry about losing it, and plus it's easier to keep track of it. Yeah, Schwab is pretty good from what I see. I'm anxious to start using them, but I really need to go home to get things squared away with them. They won't let me open the thing up completely until I go to the United States and fill out some paperwork, which, you know. But I have Capital One, and I also have, Capital One 360, and I also have SunTrust in the United States. And I've had them for years and years and years. And like SunTrust is great because you don't, you know. Yeah, but they can track you anyway, Steve. I mean, really, think about it. They want to track you, they can track you. You know. I mean, even a cash card, they want to track you. Unless it's a cash card, like a prepaid thing. I'm not talking about linked to your account, to your bank account. They used to have an American Express cash card, and I really like that back in the day, but it's been a long time. I don't know if they still have that. Prepaid, yeah. There's no Capital One branch in Bangkok, and they don't waive the fees. But then again, I never use my Capital One account. I don't keep a lot of money in the Capital One account. And I only use it like once in a while. I'll buy something. I'll pay for an airline ticket or groceries or whatever. Yeah, you don't even need an ATM card anymore. Which is like, I got this wallet, and this is my wallet. Make sure there's nothing showing. This is my wallet right here. Right? I got my COVID insurance card. I got my VA card. I got my wife's business card. I got my American Express card, Bangkok Bank, my SunTrust card, TMB, CASHAPP, and then I have my insurance card, my driver's license from the United States, which I don't know why I carry that, and then I've got my Rabbit card and my MRT card. Any American banks that have a branch in Bangkok? No. Not that they used to have, was it Chase Manhattan? Or no, it was, maybe it was Schwab. Schwab, I think, used to, Citibank. That's what it is. Right, Citibank has a tie, and Bank of America used to be here. Because I used to have a Bank of America. But it didn't do any good. So really, that's why TransferWise is so good. You can keep, you put $1,000 in your TransferWise, and I've done this before, where you put some money in there, and you go, okay, right now the exchange rate is not fantastic. You put it into you transfer it into your U.S. Account of TransferWise. And then all of a sudden it goes from, say, 33 to 34, and you go, okay, I'm going to transfer the money right now. You get yourself an extra $1,000 just by, you let the money sit there, and then when you want to work the exchange, you make a little bit of money. So that's nice. And that's another thing, is that it's much easier for people to accept payments from people who they're working for or doing business with. Much easier than, say, 10, 20 years ago. Yeah, I don't know, and it's really interesting because, out here, you can't see it from here now. Out here they have the monorail in the front, and it goes right to, it's owned by the MRT. So are they going to take the BTS car, or are they going to take the MRT car? And then it goes down to the subway over there at Ratchada, just past Ratchada. And you're going right there. It takes you right there. So then you're using two cards. I would think that they could work that to where it was one card and one card only. I would hope they'll do that in the future. That would make things much easier. Make things much easier if they incorporated one single card, just like in Hong Kong, the octopus card. And I remember, if you guys remember, when I was over there a couple years ago now, it's been two and a half years ago when I first went over there. And I was trying to take a train. I didn't have a clue what to do. By the time I left there, I was like, man, I love this place. It's so easy to get around. Once you figure everything out, boom. Go into 7-Eleven, you got no cash. Use your octopus card. Well, I think if they really want to get more people over here, that's another thing that will help. The transportation system is good here. They need to do something about the air pollution and the noise pollution here. But especially the air pollution. And then I think once things open up here and they're fully opened up with no restrictions, people will start to trickle back in, and then eventually they'll come back. But it might be a number of years, But I think if they just go, oh yeah, go to Thailand, you get the, the new elephant card. and you link it, everything is all linked together. It's the way to go. Go into Starbucks, you pay with your elephant card. You know, you get on the MRT, elephant card. 7-Eleven, elephant card. You want to get into an attraction, elephant card. And you know, if they did it like Starbucks, where you go in and you register your card, and I think you can do it with the Hong Kong card. I think I did it. You register your card online, you register it, and then if you lose your card, they'll give you a replacement card and the same amount of money that you had on the card, which is great, you know. I mean, and they do that at Starbucks here, which is fantastic. So these are the kind of things that, if you're going to live in the city, and you know, another thing the wife and I were just talking about was, she's like, you know, you really need to look for a place where you can go and get away and have like a little bungalow where you can go work and write and just not worry about streaming and YouTube and you know, going to the mall and Starbucks and all this kind of, she's like, you need to think about that. I'm like, well, I don't want to do it in Phuket. I really don't want to go to Phuket again. And she's supposed to go next month. And I don't know that I want to go there, you know. I want to go somewhere a little more peaceful than Phuket. You know, everybody's going there. So maybe that's what I got to do in the coming weeks, is look for another place. Maybe it's Nako Nayok, where there's the kayaking. You are going. She's going. She's going to Phuket, but I don't know if I am. She's like, you should just find some cafes there, and you know, she wants me to go. I don't know if I want to go. Anyway, the 10 healthiest places. Let me just go over these real quick again, so everybody knows. The 10 healthiest places: Israel, number 10. Number 9, Norway. Number 8, Singapore. Number 7, Australia. Number 6, Sweden. Number 5, Switzerland. Number 4, Japan. Number 3, Iceland. Number 2, Italy. And number 1, Spain. And I'm going to read a little bit from what they've got here. Where my wife goes, I go. No choice. Well, because of my traveling and, you know, working in boxing and photography and writing and traveling around, she knew from the beginning that she couldn't always go with me. For me, it was like, listen, I'm not going to turn a profit if I'm making $500 and I take you along with me. I'm not going to make it, you know, it's like, what am I going to end up earning? Nothing. So, you know, once I can make a little bit of money, then maybe you can come with me, you know. So now it's a little bit different than it was, say, 10 years ago. But, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind going to Phuket, but there are other places I'd rather go. Well, I go to Phuket when Bangkok. I live in Bangkok. I've been many places in Bangkok. It's not all that exciting to me. Jom Tien, not all that exciting. Hua Hin, just was there, not all that exciting. Bang Saray, etc. A lot have a lot to offer. Yeah, okay. I use Citibank when overseas, never had a problem, just go. Gotta let them know where I'm going. Yeah, see, I hate that. I hate that. I gotta let you know where I'm going. And I've told this story a million times with SunTrust. I used to tell them, here, listen, I live the majority, and I never say full time because I don't want them giving me some bullshit. Oh, well, if you don't live here, we're gonna have to cancel your account or anything. Well, I live in Thailand Depends on what I'm doing, but I live there part-time. And I'm like, I'm here right now. I'm going to be here for at least the next 6 months. So please don't cancel my card. Don't lock my card. And what they would do is every time I go to the ATM, not every time, but like once or twice a month, I go to the ATM, we're sorry, you cannot withdraw funds. Please contact your bank. And I'd be like, son of a bitch. And I'd call my bank up. Oh yeah, we show that you're outside of the country right now. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I just called and I told the people to make a note of it. In fact, put my freaking address in there. Now they seem to have gotten it right, but it took me a couple of years for them to get it right. And now they seem to be fine. I don't have to update anything. And even Capital One, they have a little section where if you're going to be traveling, you can put, I'm traveling from this time to this time, and these are the countries I'm going to be, and you can put it in their system. Which, okay, personally, I don't think I need to tell you anywhere. But if I do want my account not to be locked, I do understand that sometimes they want to make sure for safety reasons that, you know, it's not some Indonesian guy just happened to get your credit card and he's using it in some little town in Indonesia somewhere, wherever it is. Australia, if you like prison camp food. My wife says, see you when you get back. I have 2 other cards as a backup just in case. Yeah, for me, that's not really the point. The point is if I have the money in one account in particular and I want to use that account, I don't need them to keep track of every damn thing that's going on there. You know, I know not everybody looks at their bank account all the time, but I look at my bank account like every day. Just to see, is everything as it is supposed to be? Is it right where it's supposed to be? Because I don't ever write anything down. I don't have a ledger. I don't have any of that shit because I don't write checks. So, you know, this is my way of keeping track. I keep a mental note of I'm spending this and this and this, and then I go, oh, I don't have as much. Why not? And then I look, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, you know what I mean? So, I look at, you want to have, listen, at least you can laugh. I cry when I see my bank account. I cry and go, what happened? That number's supposed to be about 1,000 times higher. Playing Stevie Wonder right now. I got 1 credit card and I have about 7 debit cards. I actually have a CASHAPP card, which I can't use outside of the United States, which is another thing. I'm like, what the hell's the point of that? You know. Life getting to the new normal now. I hate that whole new normal, old normal kind of bullshit. I hate it. Normal is a perception, you know, when you think about it. He's still around. I think he's in Florida still. Everybody's still around. You know, everybody. I mean, usually I hear from somebody once in a while. You know, they used to be in the stream all the time. Now they're not so much. There may be. I mean, I haven't heard from Monash in a while, and I chalk it up to he's busy or, you know, whatever it might be. You know, or just he's tired of watching or whatever it might be. You know. Listen, I get tired of watching the same TV show. So why wouldn't people get tired of watching somebody on YouTube? Busy has been my issue. Yeah. That's another thing. Some people can't just sit here and watch me on a live stream, nor can they watch a video a lot of times. I mean, and it happens. What are you gonna do? Oh, if you're not subscribed, listen. One thing that I have been thinking about doing for quite some time is only letting subscribers comment in the chat. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought about it because I see it in the system, in the YouTube system, and then I think maybe I should only let subscribers do it. Let me see here. What is with this? Oh shit! I must have knocked the. I knocked the charging cable. Where's my producer when I need him? Need a producer here. Let me make sure I got my the record. Well, I'm kind of hesitant to watch that, and there's a reason why. I grew up as a young boy watching I Love Lucy. Not Here's Lucy, not The Lucy Show, none of that shit. I grew up watching I Love Lucy. Kind of like I grew up watching Sonny and Cher when they were married and Cher was hot as shit. I want to remember them like that. So when I watch some movie, and I understand they might look like them, they might act like them, they might talk like them, but it just, I don't know. I'm hesitant to watch it. I'm very hesitant. What is going on here? All right, it must be 10 o'clock. Oh, it's 11:15. I'm sorry. I was going to say it must be 10 o'clock because everything's opening up here. Let's see here. I'm going to try doing something here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I like Nicole Kidman, but I don't see her as Lucy. I just can't. I can never see her as Lucy. I can't see her on the candy, on the production line at the candy factory. I just can't see it. ไม่ได้ครับ ไม่ได้เขายังไม่เปิด I might as well savor the time from trying to get in. She's going to be pulling on the door. Now, it may be great, and all that, but I mean, I don't know. It's like I never watched Star Trek. I never, I just don't do it. I don't want to watch Star Trek. And there's a reason why. Because I grew up watching Star Trek with William Shatner. I don't want to watch any of this other shit that they have. No offense to whoever, to Andy, yeah, all right, sorry. No offense. But, I'll watch the previews. Listen, I got so many shows that I can watch. I already watched Afterlife, the last season, which was kind of sad, but it was good. Ricky Gervais, who I love, I think he's a genius. But there's all kinds of shows out. There's Yellowstone. This is a show for you, Longhorns. Yellowstone, 1883. Those are good shows. Dexter, New Blood. That was a good show. I'm already caught up with that one. My wife likes the new, and what is it called? The old Sex and the City thing, except it's a new one. Again, she's gonna try to get in. She can try to get out. It's not open. Afterlife was, at first I thought, oh, it's a little slow now, but then all of a sudden it started coming on and it started making sense. Everything started adding up, and you see a few changes, and yeah, it was good. By the end, I was like, wow, it was really heavy, man, at the end, and I was like, great, And this is your concern why. Yellowstone is great. I like 1883 as well, which is the prelude to Yellowstone. It's excellent, and I actually like Dexter: New Blood. It's very good. Now I'm watching a show called Succession. I watch it every night. I watch 1 or 2 episodes. It's called Succession. It's with the guy Brian Cox, and man, it starts a little slow, but it starts getting into it, and it's really good. I really like it. So there are a few things to watch. I can't be watching most of these Korean shows and Japanese shows on Netflix, though. I just can't do it. Let me see here. What is this? Succession is British? No, I don't think it's British, man. I don't think it's British. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. In fact, everybody on the thing is they're all American, so I don't know why it would be British. I think it is American. The only thing is that Brian Cox is Scottish. And he says that on the show. But other than that, and it's a good show, man. I really like it. Gunsmoke, the Virginian Bonanza Rifleman. Oh, God. Hey, Steve, you got me. I've thought about doing members only chats, but there's only about 30 people that are members, and so if only 20% show up, that's not very many. You know what I mean? So with subscribers, it's a little different. I've been thinking about that for a while, but whatever. People want to subscribe, they can subscribe. They don't want to subscribe, they don't have to subscribe. Enjoy it while you can. Enjoy whatever it is I'm doing, or don't enjoy it as long as you can, because it ain't gonna be around forever. For what that's worth, it might be a good thing. I don't know. I like what Ricky Gervais does. He does a limited amount of shows, and boom, that's it. He's done. His show is over. Idiot Abroad, and he pushed that one with the little short guy. The third season, I forget the guy's name. He pushed it. The first 2 seasons were great. The third season, But he did that with Afterlife. Now Afterlife is over. So I think there's something to be said for that. You wear your welcome out. Okay, boss, whatever you say. I'm going to listen to the one guy who comes on and says something. How many times have you ever been in a chat? Once, maybe, if at all. So I'm going to listen to you? Okay. Whatever you say, pal. I know, you don't need to say anything. That's the whole thing. It's none of your fucking business. No offense, but it isn't. It's none of your fucking business. I mean that with all kindness, all the kindness that I can muster. What are you gonna do? I could just say nothing. Yes, Stephen K. Kindness, kill them with kindness. Bye. Fuck off. You understand that? I don't give a shit. You never came in here before, you cunt. Oh, I love this. They do this now. I forgot that they put that up. God. Fucking guy's not even subscribed. He's just trying to rile me up, which is good. Make me remember I'm still alive. Thank you. Anyway. You know, Blue Zone. Never keep everything bottled up. That's my own version of the Blue Zone. You got to add that to the Blue Zone. You got to have the sense of community, the certain types of food, and also you have to never keep things bottled up, and that means in both heads. What is this here? Has the government there figured out the travel policies yet? Thank you, Stephen K. I appreciate that. I don't know, you know, I mean, I think they're saying that they're not going to reinstate the Thailand pass anytime soon. But I don't know, you know, I can't see them continuing this when, yeah, I just can't see them continuing it. I don't know, how are they going to justify it? How are they going to justify having, and Longhorns, you can attest to this because you've been to restaurants, clubs, pubs, whatever. And I know that, you know, I was talking to Chucky, and he said that he went to he goes, oh, I went to this dance club the other night. And I go, a dance club? What the hell's a dance club? You're going to a dance club? How you getting in there? He's like, oh, they're open, and they're serving drinks until 9 o'clock. And I said, okay, well, they must be serving food. Oh, no, they don't serve any food. So I looked it up. And they do serve food. At least they say they're serving food. So they may have food available, they may serve food, but they don't serve much of it because in order to stay open, they say they're a restaurant, and this is par for the course. They say they're a restaurant, they're not really. And they serve booze. Now, this whole thing about booze has been going on for a long time. This whole I'm your daddy thing. That's what I should have titled this. I'm your daddy. They're not your daddy. If you want to drink, why can't you drink? You know, I understand, okay, sometimes you drink, people drink and drive and they kill somebody. And okay, but they have to stand trial and they have to deal with that. And smart people don't go out and do that, or people who don't have a problem don't do that. And they're going to have a problem whether they close at a certain time or whether they serve booze from, from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, or they don't serve it. People who have alcohol problems are still going to drink. And I know people that drink a lot, and they always have booze at their house. Healthyไหมเบื่อไหมทุกวัน I'm like, are you tired of this? Are you bored? Are you bored with them always coming to the door and trying to pull the door open? She's like, he's like, they're not open. You have to go around, you schmecklehead. They're not open. She's like, go around. You fucking idiot. Dude, you are a fucking moron. This is a Farang. This is the guy bouncing around the other day. And he was looking at me and I thought, oh, I hope he doesn't come up to me and go, are you an American in Bangkok? He's bebopping all around here. And I'm like, I know you don't know, but like, he's all irritated and frustrated. Oh, God. We're not going to talk about that, Steve. We're going to change the subject on that one. Attacking the entertainment. Well, in the beginning I could, it was reasonable. Oh gosh, you don't want all the bars full of people. You don't want some bar with hundreds of people dancing. You don't want them open. Okay, I can understand that. But now, it was like there are more people that are dying every day from car accidents than they are from this. And I don't like to, I want to ride the fine line about, between safety and being realistic and trying to stay open and people being able to make a living and all that kind of thing. I want to ride that fine line the best that I can. But at this point, I was just thinking about it. I think about it all the time. It's like people are tired of this shit. They're tired. It's done. It's a done deal. Enough already. People start dropping in the listen, and the people that they said dropped in the streets here in Thailand, they didn't drop because of the COVID. They're making a big deal because they're saying now that one person died. Let me see here. I want to see if it's from or with, because of the Omicron. An 86-year-old woman. Come on. Thailand reports first death from Omicron coronavirus variant. Oh, okay, so I'm glad I didn't go for my booster at Bangsu because there's a long queue. I went to, I don't remember the name of the hospital because it's a long name that I don't remember, but it's in Nangzhou. The death, an 86-year-old woman from the southern province of Songkla, came after the country detected its first Omicron case last month that led to the reinstatement of a mandatory COVID-19 quarantine for foreign visitors. The woman is a bedridden Alzheimer patient, ministry spokesman Rungrung Kitpati told Reuters. Such a death was expected as the country has so far reported over 10,000 Omicron cases, adding that China would not need further containment measures. The woman lived in Hat Yai district and was infected by her grandson after he returned from Phuket. The woman had received 2 Pfizer shots at Nam Mom Hospital in Hat Yai. On Tuesday, the Bank of Thailand said the economy would take a 0.3% hit from Omicron, although it should be managed by the first half of the year. Wow. So she was 86 years old and she died, which, you know, maybe she wouldn't have died without it. I don't know. This is the thing. In Western Oz, they have to wear masks again because of 3 new cases, for fuck's sake. You know what? We were walking out of the park today. You know, first thing my wife does, because she's a good citizen, she puts on her mask. Me, on the other hand, because I'm like, you know what, fuck this. I'm walking around in the park with no mask on, like everybody else. And so I walk out of the park, I don't put my mask on. I'm like, she says to me, aren't you gonna put your mask on? And I'm like, no, why? Who am I walking with? You're the only person near me. There's nobody around. I'm on a small little street. And we're walking on the sidewalk. We walk on the sidewalk. There's nobody there. I'm like, I'm sorry. I refuse. I'm not putting it on. She don't say nothing. You know, she knows. She's just doing it out of habit. And I'm like, I'm breaking this fucking habit. I'm not gonna keep doing it. You know, I don't want any problems. And she said, but yeah, you know, you should put it on. And I go, you know, I'll put it on. Okay, I don't have a problem. I'll put it on, you know, when I have to. I'm not putting it on now. Enough already. It's ridiculous. Niall, how you going? Yeah, very ill for a long time before she got on with me. That's what MSM was for. Yes, she took the easy way and merciful way out. I'll get my booster in a few months. It doesn't stop Omicron anyways. I got my booster already, which I find to be hilarious. I'm here in Thailand, and I was bitching and moaning a few months ago, you know, a year ago, 9-10 months ago, bitching and moaning about, well, you know, it's like you can't buy the goddamn thing. The government's not giving the foreigners anything, and here I am. I got three shots already. You know, and it didn't cost me a dime. Not one dime. You know, so it's like, hey, I'll give them kudos for that. And yeah, that's the thing. You know what? The other day when I got my AstraZeneca, not a sore arm, not anything. Nothing. The whole time. The only thing I might have had was I was a little tired. And, you know, when you go to these things, it's a little bit stressful. You know, it's nothing major, but it's a little stressful. And for me, I got to go halfway across the town. You know, get a taxi, make sure the guy's not an asshole. He takes me to the right place. I get in and go where I gotta go. You know, just the normal shit. So I get back and, you know, I had to wake up early the first 2 times. Actually, all 3 times I had to wake up a little early. And by wake up, I mean I'm awake already, but I gotta get out the door early in the morning when I usually don't want to go out the door. I don't like going for a walk at 5 o'clock in the morning. But you know what I do like? Being done by 6:30, and it's still dark out. It's just now starting to get light, and I'm like, I already did my walk for the day. Fuck this, I'm done. You know, as opposed to being out in the hot sun. So, even though it takes me a while to wake up, by the time I'm done with my walk, I'm awake. I don't like to usually go out, though, early in the morning like that. I gotta laugh. Every single day. People get pissed off. They're trying to come in. They're trying to leave. They get pissed off at the Starbucks girls. They're all pissed off. Why can't I get out? I need to get out. I need to get in. Sorry, but you have to go through the front. Well, Nicholas is still home. He's still home, and he will be for probably another month at least, maybe 2 months, who knows. He's the only one I can think of that's the elephant shit stopper. No, he hasn't left because they said if your classes do not require you to come into the school, like you don't have to go into a laboratory or something like that, you need to study online. So he's studying online at least for another few weeks. And if he does have to go in, I'm probably not going to fork over any money for him leaving, because he can go in once or twice a week. And he can just go and come back, you know. That was a last minute thing that his school is really strange when it comes to that kind of stuff. Alex's school, they go by the government, they do everything that they're supposed to do. It's very, very simple. They're very safe, they're very good about things. They communicate well. Nicholas's school is not like that. His school, I would, without naming any names of schools, I would classify it as they do things haphazardly. They're kind of like the Thai government. They wait until the last minute to get all the information out. You know. So, where are we for time? Oh, wow. Time flies when you're having fun. Niall, if you're still here, are you still walking long distances for exercise? You joined a gym. Well, that's good too. We got the gym, from near our house, FBT, which is very good. It's about it's 900 and I think it's $990 a month, and I'm the only one in the family who doesn't have a membership, and I don't need one. To me, I don't need one. I can do everything at home. I don't need to go there. I don't need to be lifted. I got weights at home. Nah, I saw him. He does look thinner. He looks good. But, I'm walking about 8 kilometers a day, 8 kilometers a day, which is like 5 miles a day. And, it's not that difficult for me to do that. It's pretty easy. So I can do that, 5-6 days, 5-6 days a week, And I'm doing the push-ups and the squats and the lunges, and I think that's it. Sometimes I do leg lifts, but my hips are kind of screwed. Yeah, I never used to like walking. I used to like running, and I kind of wish I could run. Maybe one day, when I drop some more weight, and maybe on a beach, like out on the hard sand, the firm sand, not the soft sand, but the firm sand. That's a good place to jog. Maybe I could do that. Wouldn't be too bad for my hips. I do miss running, man, because I used to really like it. But the worst part of the old lady dying is the grandson. Yeah, he may feel pretty bad. But oh man, that's horrible to say that. Jesus Christ. That is bad when you think about it. But he didn't kill her. Come on. She's 86 years old. She may have been on the verge and nobody knew it, and that just kind of put her over the edge and said, that's it, honey. Death came and snatched her up and said, honey, we've already, you survived 2 vaccines, you're an old lady, you've had a good life, and now you got this little virus, and, we've given you, your 9 lives are gone, they're all used up. And, maybe that's kind of what happens, people get older and they just, yeah, well, that is true, Steve. People can be cunts. Excuse my language. They can be difficult and nasty, as I'm sure we're all aware. Especially nowadays. I don't know what's happened to people in the last, say, five. It's really only the last that I see it in the last 5-10 years. What happened to be, nice to thy neighbor? What is it? Be good to thy neighbor and all that other kind of stuff. 86 is on borrowed time, doing great today, and gone tomorrow from anything. Yeah, and, that's why I worry about my folks, because they're getting up there in age. And when they start telling me, well, I don't know how much longer I got, and that kind of stuff, I want to tell them, listen, I never knew how much longer I had, and I was 21 years old, and I thought, I'm not going to make it to 30. The way I was living, I was like, I'll be lucky if I hit, 30. I got an article sent to me by a regular viewer, about how the Brits are sending over people to live in retirement homes here in Thailand. And a lot of people are coming over here because the cost to go into a retirement home is much lower here than back in the UK. Now, my folks are back in Florida, and but they live a pretty mellow life, and they're safe, and they don't go out a whole lot. They're not like, they're not going to concerts and hanging out with and walking through hundreds and thousands of people or anything like that. It's like they order food or something like that. They order something from Amazon. The thing gets dropped by a drone in front of their house, or some driver throws it on the balcony, throws it inside the fence. And, they go, they get it. And I'm sure, knowing my mother, she probably grabs the package and, slices it all open without touching her face or anything. And then she washes her hands, and, they try to be safe because they are older. And, say what you will about, well, you're older. And so, you're 86, so, hey, what do you expect? She died. Okay, but maybe she would have made it to 88. You never know, There are a few retirement facilities up in the north of Thailand, and I went over them, several years ago, that are fairly good. But this is an area where, Thais excel. The healthcare here, if you can get around the admin, the administrative part of hospitals, aside from them letting us, or putting a stent in the stent, and who knows, I'm not saying this was the doctor's fault, but, a stent kind of slides out your ass, things like that happening. I've always found the healthcare, once you are being treated, to be fairly good. In fact, much faster than in the United States, which, you make an appointment, you're there at 11 o'clock, and you might not get seen until 2. So live for today. Don't be the one that says, I'll do that one day. Well, I do both. I live for today, but I also go, I'm going to try to do that one day. And sometimes, there are a number of factors in that, but you don't want to hold back on something if you really want to do it. And that's why, you know what, I think it's great that more people are leaving the United States and finding other places to live. I think it's fantastic. Because who the hell says that just because you were born in a particular country, you should live there all your life? I think that's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous, limited way of thinking. And just because I live here in Thailand, why do I have to live here for the rest of my life? I don't. Now, I may want to, but I don't have to. Good morning, good evening, Mr. Dallo. That's the thing. People got options, and sometimes they don't even realize it. And I was just thinking about something. If you got to have 800,000 baht to retire here. Now, let's say you retire at, what can you retire? 50. All right, let's say that 800,000 is, we'll just think of it in baht. We'll keep it at baht, 800,000. If you say when you're 22, we'll say, you got 28 years, not 23, all right? You're 23. Now, you're 23, you gotta save 800,000 baht by the time you're 50. You divide 27 years into the 800,000, you get about 30,000 a year. $1,000 a year. You really want to retire somewhere else? Just say, okay, it may not be Thailand, it might be somewhere else, but I'm going to need at least that as a sum to put in the bank. Start thinking now. Listen, I give Jono all the credit, man, because I don't know, but I would have the foresight to do what he did. He started thinking about moving here 10 years before. He gave himself a 10-year window. He started planning 10 years before he moved here. Nothing saying that you can't say, okay, listen, I'm going to graduate college. From the time I'm, say, 22 until 50, I'm going to do nothing but I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have a life and everything. I'm going to do whatever I have to, but I'm going to sock away some money so I can retire by 50. That's your goal. Not so difficult when you think of it like that. 15 days and a sleepover. Is that all you got now? 15 days? Wow. And you're on the Thailand pass, though. I mean, really, when you think about it that way, there's guys here, I see it now. This is not like when I started thinking about living overseas. It's not 30 years ago, 32 years ago. When I started thinking, oh, maybe I'll move to the Netherlands. Maybe I'll move to France. No. That was a different time. And if there's anything that I would, because when I was younger, I never really thought to myself, the money is power. I always thought, fuck it, I don't care about money. I just care about doing what I want. Not the brightest way to think. If you think about money as a tool, man, you can have a great life, and it doesn't have to be in Thailand. It can be, wherever it might be. You play your cards right and you get any real money, you can always go live in Switzerland if that's what you want and go skiing all the time. Then you take a little jaunt over to, wherever else it is. And, You're living how you want, and that's what more people are doing now, and that's why there has been a shift in the amount of jobs and the amount of available jobs and the amount of people that are working for companies and they're picking and choosing where they work now, because they don't want to go back to the old way. They don't want to be where they're like, okay, I'm going to work for one company for the rest of my life. I'm going to get a little gold watch and a shitty pension or a halfway decent pension or whatever. Hopefully I've invested enough and then I get Social Security. A lot of people don't want to do that. Yeah, I mean, that's great. I started planning my retirement a couple of weeks ago. No, I've been thinking about it for many years. Many years. And, you know, my wife and I started something a while back, and this is 20 years ago. We just started putting, this is the first one that we started doing. We started putting 5,000 baht a month away into this annuity thing. And I was like, I don't know, you know, and I was like kind of hesitant about it. Now I'm glad we did it. You know, it's not a huge amount of money, but still, you know, it's money. It all adds up in the end. So, and you know, there is something, whether I'm like a regular YouTuber or not, when I'm like 65, there is something that makes me want to, like, hey guys, I'm here in beautiful, wherever the fuck it is, island. Check this place out. I got this for $14 a day. I pay $400 a month in rent. And all I do, I pay $15. They bring me fruit every day, and me and the wife are happy, blah, blah, blah. Hey, that'd be great. Maybe one day it'll happen, you know. That's the plan, Stan. As much as everybody, some people in here may think that Bangkok is the greatest place on earth, Thailand is the greatest place on earth, don't get too sentimental, especially about Bangkok. I mean, I like parts of Bangkok. I love parts of Bangkok. I'm like, this is the awesome. But then there's parts that I'm like, this sucks. Me and the wife are walking down the street today, and you know, we walked home to get some extra steps in and everything, extra mileage in. We walked by this canal, and I look over at the canal, and I go, Jesus Christ, man, it's freaking disgusting. It looks like you know, like Klong Tui, where, you know, you can smell the chemicals and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell is this? You know, Steve, maybe you've seen that guy's channel, the Nomad Capitalist, where he goes, go where they treat you best. Well, I think that's only part of it. And I've said this many times, but I think what you need to do is go where it suits you best. And, you know, a lot of people got pissed off when I said, oh, I think Thailand is better than the Philippines is a place to retire. I think it's better than Cambodia. And really what I think is this place suits me better than it suits me to live in Cambodia or the Philippines. Agree, Scott, living somewhere is completely different. Yeah, well, that's for sure. Living somewhere is much different than just coming for a holiday. You know, when I went to Cairns many years ago, I didn't have a YouTube channel back then, but when I went there for a couple of weeks, I thought, man, this is the greatest place. It's so awesome here. And it was nice, but man, it was expensive. I started doing the math and I was like, I can't afford this shit. And then I was like, do I really want to live in this place? I mean, you know, every time I go out somewhere, it's going to cost me 30, 40 bucks just to go out and have a coffee and a little breakfast or something might cost me 30 bucks. I was like, do I really want to live here? No, I don't think so. There's always something. Isn't that what Rosanna Dana says? It's always something. Mr. Richard Fatter from Fort Wayne, Indiana says, well, I mean, the Philippines, listen, for the most part, the people are very nice there. It's just like Thailand. Friendly people, good, decent people. They're just trying to make a living. They got the higher crime rate and everything, but I think in certain areas, just like in Thailand, there are shitholes and there are really nice places, and you can find a nice place in the Philippines. My buddy was always talking about getting a place in Makati for some reason. I don't know. And he was like, oh, I can get a great place there and it won't cost me that much. I go, yeah, but you can do that here. You live here. I'm like, you live here in Thailand. Why are you going to move over there? Get away from this place. He didn't particularly like the way the Thais did business. And so he wanted to move over there. Now, I don't know. I think he still lives here. I haven't talked to him in a little while, but yeah, every place is different. My buddy swears by Ecuador. I could go to Ecuador and go, I don't want to live here. The same thing with Portugal, same thing with all these places. You had an office in Makati. I mean, I used to go to Makati sometimes, and, I stayed in was it the Sheraton? Or I can't remember. They had a nice hotel there. And we always stayed in this nice hotel. And, yeah, I don't know. It didn't suit me. There we go. It didn't suit me all that much, so. Ecuador is great. I've heard good things about it from numerous people. I've also heard some good things about Portugal. And, yeah, I don't know, Now I'm hearing a lot more good things about Spain, but my wife will not live in Spain. God damn it. The fly doesn't want to leave. She's not particularly fond of the Spanish. She just doesn't know if she would like it. And I'm like, listen, you got to go there and check it out and see for yourself. Don't base it on a couple of people you meet or what you've heard or anything. You really need to go there. So, go where you live the longest. Hong Kong, out for me. Japan, nah, I don't think so. Too xenophobic. Switzerland, in a Mary Poppins sort of way, it's kind of cool. But I couldn't live there year round. Singapore, no thank you. Italy, depends on where. Spain, maybe. Australia, no thank you. No offense. Just cost of living. I can think of a few, but I don't really stay at that many places in Bangkok, so maybe some other people could chime in. But I know Peninsula, the Mandarin, what was that other place? Not the Muse. The Muse is nice, but I don't think it's 5-star. Yeah, those are the only ones I can remember off the top of my head. The Mandarin and the Peninsula, and there's one more, but I can't remember the name of it. There's one that's, I think, even better than those, but I don't remember the name of them. Let's see here. Cost of living in Europe. Cost of living is always, always something to think about. It's all relative, If you got, $3,000 a month coming in, and the cost of living, is 5,000 or 6,000, you might want to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? But And that's why people like Thailand, because it's always been such a good value. Prices are going up. Siam, Kempinski, Waldorf, St. Regis, the Atlanta. Come on. The Atlanta. There you go, Dalo. That's what I said, the Mandarin. And yes, it is an awesome place. I've been there a few times. Have not stayed there. I've eaten there and had coffee there. And actually, my wife was saying, you know, Yara, maybe something you should do is stay in some hotels in Bangkok. We can go there and stay in them, and we'll check them out. You can do reviews. Four Seasons. Let's see here. Waldorf Astoria. Sheraton Grand. I never thought of it as... Shangri-La. Yeah, Shangri-La was one. JW Marriott. You know, JW Marriott to me is a bit... It's another McDonald's type hotel. You know, cookie cutter. You know, what was that place that you and I went to, Longhorns in Myanmar? What the hell was the name of that? The Raffles, or what was the name of it? The Peninsula's nice. I've been in their rooms before, and they're very nice. And you know, not to say that the Marriott is not nice. It is very nice. It's a bit cookie cutter-ish. Shangri-La. Yeah, great, definitely a great location. Same with Peninsula. Is that the one we went to, Longhorns, the Raffles? Can't remember, where we had like coffee and whatever else it was. I'm trying to think. Where we met that chick. Remember we met that chick? We were sitting in the back, and some chick came up and goes, "Oh, you're YouTubing." She lives in New York. I'm still connected with her through social media. I think that's what it was. I haven't been to Myanmar since we went to the fights. Longhorns and I went to the fights there, and I haven't been there since then. You were forced to live at the peninsula. Oh, what a rough life. Listen, I lived in Singapore for about that long. Maybe it was 6 weeks or something. I don't remember. The Strand, that's what it was. Yeah, not Raffles. I was at the Conrad Hotel in Singapore. I had a suite, a penthouse suite, and man, I was in heaven. I thought, man, this is the bomb, man. It doesn't get any better than that, you know. I was like, this is damn near as good as it can get. I'm in a penthouse, and it was three sides. You could see the whole city from three sides of the penthouse, you know, all the way around. And you know, if you didn't want anybody looking in, you had to close the curtains. Yeah, it was nice. What was nice was that what was really nice was it wasn't on my dime. You know, that was when I did like Singapore then, when I had penthouse suite, and I got a great breakfast every morning, and I was doing stuff that I really enjoyed doing, and you know, I felt like, hey, this is great, you know, this is the best. That was the best gig I think I've ever had in my life. You know, working in boxing was the best thing I've ever really the best time I've ever had working in my life. And you know, even the guys that were fighting back then, I don't think any of them are fighting anymore now. And but you know, I still keep in touch with them, and it's good. Well, don't forget the Shangri-La restaurant in Chinatown. You gotta go there for some dim sum and Chinese buns. I've been there many times. I believe Longhorns has been there. My mother's been there. I think from Steve's Kitchen has been there. I can't remember all the people that I've taken there, because you know, Chinatown's such a cool place to go, and that's a good little restaurant to go to, and it's really inexpensive. You know, you spend about $10, you get plenty of dim sum to eat. You can chow down, and they're really good. They do it right there. You know, they got all kinds of food there, Chinese food. This is fantastic. I've been going to that place for probably 20 years. That particular restaurant. 20 years, more than 20 years. 20, maybe even 25. That's the place where they have this, there was an old lady. She was old when I started going there, and then she was still old when she retired. And you know, I was kind of sad to see her stop working there. Wow. Marina Bay. I know all about the Marina Bay. They were one of the reasons I was there in Singapore. But it was before it was built. They were still in the process of building it and getting it finished up. You know, they had started on it, but it wasn't finished. You gotta love the upgrades, especially free upgrades. You know, you get upgraded and they're like, "Oh yes, sir. Would you like to ride in first class today?" Yeah, that's fine, thank you. You know, not any of this. Did you know, sir, that for another 5,000 miles you can go from business class to first class? No, when they just go, "Would you like to sit up front?" Yes, thank you. Maybe you'll get that on the way over to Thailand. Anyway. Yeah, good to see that Thailand is on the list of, where is it here? What did I do? Shut that? Oh, here we go. No, is that it? Let's see. Healthiest. Thailand number, was it 49? America number 35 on this list from Bloomberg. But when it comes to, or that's the life expectancy, sorry. I get all these lists mixed up. Maybe I shut it down, I don't know. I could have shut down the website that I had here. No, here it is right here, healthiest countries. Thailand was number 5 on the Global Health Security Index. So, hard to beat that. I don't know how accurate this is here. Time for a refreshment. Thank you, Mr. Dallo. Slovenia was number 6. That's a place, isn't that where Melania is from? Slovenia. Sweden, number 10. There was a time when I would have given anything to go to Sweden. And it was all because of the women with the blonde hair. So, probably a good thing I didn't end up going there and marrying some Swedish chick. Gennaro, here you go. They're very quiet today, the barista. So sorry, Gennaro. Choke me, Mr. Dowlow. Choke me, Mr. Steven. Appreciate it. I'm going to have to go. I need to go to the grocery. And then I'm going to have... Well, I'm not going to have anything to eat. Not until I go back home. Easy access to Siam Icon Siam. And anywhere in Bangkok Central. I am just not that fond of Icon Siam. All right, Steven, you take it easy. It's time to get out of here. I'm not really that fond of the Icon Siam because it's just... Listen, in Thailand, there's so many shopping malls, and, you know, I'm sure many other parts of the world, there's just so many shopping malls that they, like I said, it's the whole cookie cutter thing. You know, they're gonna have the Texas chicken. Every mall in Thailand has the Starbucks and the Apple and the, you know, the Schmegdonald's. And Icon Siam is a little bit different, you know, in some of the decor and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's quite a ways away from my house. Although once this monorail is done, it'll make things easier to get to that. It'll be easier for me to get to the Chao Phraya, which I'm looking forward to, and easier to get to Chinatown. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's going to be a while. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. Appreciate it. Do not forget, please leave a thumbs up. You know, all you got to do is hit that little thumbs up button. Doesn't cost a dime. Doesn't cost you diddly squat. Leave a thumbs up if you like. Hottie alert just because Stephen Monash isn't here. Yes. Would Monash hit it? Well, if Monash would hit it, that doesn't tell you a whole lot. He probably would like, listen, there's 2 coconut girls. One is the one I introduced you guys to the other day, who was, we'll give it a Thailand pass. And another one is borderline Thailand pass. But Stephen Monash, now that's a different story. If you're going by his rankings, maybe they're good to go. But anyway, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, check the description, get yourself a t-shirt, get one of my books, whatever. Use the Cash App. I don't think they have the, you know, free money giveaway thing anymore. I think that's done with. But, you know, check the description down below. Plenty of ways you can contact me or get a hold of me, leave a comment, whatever it might be. Appreciate everybody watching, and I did dig that owl. That thing was badass. That was much more impressive than I remember any other owl I've ever seen in my life looking like. That thing was truly impressive. I mean, I don't know how much that thing weighed, but it looked like if it hit you going full speed, it would have been like some kind of a football that was weighted, hitting you in the head with sharp talons on it. You would have been dust. It would just annihilate you. Mr. Bobby, you have a good day there too. One of these days I'm going to make it back to Pattaya, and I keep thinking I'm gonna go for the day or whatever, but I never do because I'm just too damn lazy, you know. But anyway, thank you again, everybody, and until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di leo jerk and mai, which is good luck. You don't have to do that, Bobby, but thank you. Which that means good luck, and until next time. I know you live to drive. It gives you something to do, you know. It's like you get to see new places, new people, new places, new faces. Anyway, you should start hanging out with Stanley. I bet you he'd be a good influence on you if he has the time for you. Anyway, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later, all right? Choke D and all that good stuff, all right? Take care.